Thank you for coming to watch Dr. Smith's video today. We encourage you to hit the subscribe button and the alert button. That way you can get notifications when he uploads a new video. Thank you for coming today.
So we hope you take the time to hear and think about it. And if you have a book, read in the book about the concept and the topics that we talk about. They have a lasting effect. The intent is not necessarily to treat pain, but to make permanent, long-term correction with your whole family and your friends.
Thank you. Make sure you subscribe and hit the alert button. Have a good day.
Have a good day. Capitalizing on free health care. We're going to start with number 12.
You can ask me one question with the acid thing.
Do you want a
Sorry.
clipboard?
No, it's okay. So I went to the dentist to have my teeth cleaned, and the hygienist said, "Have you been throwing up, or do you eat lemons?" And it was acid that's like eating away at my teeth. So
Probably sugar.
probably.
Well, that will do it.
Well, I'm sure.
Well, quit eating sugar.
Okay.
Do you eat lemons?
No, and I don't throw up.
That's a good thing.
Lemon is a good cleaner.
Yeah, they're clean.
But you clean it and get it out. If you drink lemon juice or suck a lemon, but then get it done and get it out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so number, what did you say, 12? 12, true or false?
12.
Pain. We're starting with 12. Pain is a built-in teacher. They can aid in one's ability to decrease activities that makes you uncomfortable and your life shorter. True or false?
True.
True. Very true. Now, when you have pain, we're going to talk about pain for a moment or two. From a doctor's standpoint, we grade pain on 0 to 10. 0 is none, 10 is take me to the hospital or I'm going to kill you. Like very bad, okay? We talk about sharp, like a knife, needle, dull, broad, general, a lot of different kinds of pain. Think of pain whenever you have it, like your knee. Your current knee pain can be a teacher. And what your knee pain taught me when I checked it was it's not quite aligned. So it wobbles. The worse it wobbles, the louder it squeaks. And on the farm, you know the rule. The squeaky wheel gets the grease. Yeah. So you want to line it up. So that's a teacher for you. But a lot of people kill the teacher by using pain pills. They take, when they have a pain, rather than asking the question, what can I learn from this pain? How can it benefit because I have this pain? What can I do different to protect the weakened tissue? They just take a pill. I saw a lady last week, who came to see me. She said, I have a severe pain. And I started talking to her, and she said, I took 3 Tylenol for my pain. My pain was so bad. And I asked her, where is the pain? And she said, right there on my hand. Now, she's not gonna die from pain in her hand, but you might shorten her life by taking 3 pain pills that traumatize the kidneys. and traumatize the nerves and traumatize the brain. So for whatever that's worth, and recognize pain early and respect it. Pain is a free doctor within. A doctor within says, yeah, you have something wrong with your shoulder or your knee or your foot or whatever it is. You've overextended the ability of the tissue to deal with that, whatever it was. And if you have a headache, many times a headache is a conflict between what you think in the brain and the feeling in the heart. Mental emotional conflict is a major cause of headaches. Okay? Okay. So accept that, and when you have it, recognize it and make a change. Now we're going to go to number 11. Nope. Sorry. Well, let's read number 11. Standing tall, walking tall, sitting tall, accept posture are all free and make for a longer and more productive life. True. How long does it take to learn to walk tall, sit tall, stand tall? For an infant.
It's probably 4 or 5 months before they can,
From when they start doing it.
yeah, when they kind of start, well, just trying to stand on their feet and walk.
Yes, and that life goes on. And as people get older and they sit more, they do a lot of forward working, and they forget neurologically, they forget mentally that that's normal to be tall and balanced and centered. Now to retrain the body to be tall, balanced, sitting, standing, walking, lying in a proper posture, how much does that cost?
Nothing.
It
It's
costs
free.
nothing, it just takes time to get back into it, because I'm still trying to stand up straight and have better posture,
Yeah.
and I still pinch myself kind of like slouching over.
You're retraining, you're
Yeah.
remodeling. I got a medical article the other day and I talked about tissue plasticity. Tissue plasticity is a fancy word for things bend and according to the stress that they're under. And it was an article about the foot and how the feet deform from leaning too far forward, having the wrong kind of shoes, and you get the pronation in the foot, you get the bending in the ankle, and the plastic deformation creates a change in the tissue in the ankle and in the knee. And when you do what I told you, the flutter, at that time you're training you're doing plastic deformation and retraining the knee and the ankle and the foot, that's the way it goes. It doesn't wobble. We've taken the wobble out, and that takes a lot of time. It takes time because you are training the new cells, and that's important for you to remember. You're training the new cells. Now, I need to have a reader.
Okay.
So I'm gonna pick the number. Okay. I'd like you to read, if you would, number 7.
The routine practice of doing the sacral slide, occipital release, microcranial mobilization, nasal spread, and foot flutter all have very little effect on my overall health.
False. I'm going to make a very bold statement. If you routinely do it, and if you need a refresher, I have a copy of how to do all of them. If you need that, get that afterwards. If you have a friend or family member who needs help, here's the bold statement. If you do those procedures routinely, you are doing yourself more good than going to a chiropractor and getting popped and stabbed and rolled and cranked periodically for pain. I'm not opposed to you doing that if you want to get rid of pain quick. And that's one way to do it, to help you lower pain. But for long-term health, that takes you how long? We talked about one day in class. How long did it take?
3-4 minutes.
Less than 4. Less than 4 minutes, you can do the whole thing. And where can you do it? You have to go to somebody's office and get in the, drive around, get in the car and go out and back. No, you can do it right in your bed. When is the best time to do it?
Morning and evening.
Before you get out of bed, to line things up. And in the evening, last thing at night, like you with your knee, before you go to sleep.
And it's free.
Pardon?
And it's free.
And it's free. That's the whole concept of this class. It's free. Now, I have a very good wife, and when we get ready to go to bed, the kitchen's clean. That's the plan. Just like when you do the self-care. When we get up in the morning, and leave, the bed's made, the bathroom's clean, everything's where it's supposed to be. So what you're doing for yourself is you're putting things back where they belong. That's what you're doing. Okay?
Do as you go.
What?
We eat your dinner, clean up the dishes, put them away.
Now I've learned that that's not what they do at BYU Idaho.
Oh, I'm
In the
sure that they don't.
Okay, let's go to number 4.
Pain pills like birth control pills are deliberate attempts to make the body malfunction.
True.
Yeah, people do that every day. And if you talk to the pharmacist in any drugstore and ask them what is the number 1 medication that you sell, it will surprise you.
Pain pills.
Pain pills for abdominal pain. Stomach, small intestine, bowel issues. I'll tell you a true event that it just had happened. A young fellow, he's 22, came to me about a month ago with a bad pain in the groin, like severe. And I checked him, his legs were not even. And so I showed him what to do and told him what to do. I said, do you have any other problems? No, none. That's it. And so he slowly got a little bit better, and then it flare up, a little bit better, flare up. And then I said, okay, you have something else going on with you haven't told me about. So I said, I think you probably have something going on in your gut that's affecting you down here. It changed physically the balance of his legs. When he lay down on the table, his leg pulled up more than a half inch, almost 3/4 of an inch. He had a major structural problem, and it was affecting his work. And he was high risk for having an injury at work. So we modified what he did at work. Then when I examined him more to see if I could find another problem, I said, you're constipated, boy. That's what I call it, boy. You're constipated. and I said, I'm going to give this detox tea and told him what to do for that. And then I saw his mother a couple of days later. And I said, I asked her a question about him. I said, does he have any other problems? She said, he doesn't like to eat, and sometimes when he does, it throws up. Now that's a big deal. So I thought, well, if he's constipated, the body doesn't want more down there. It wants to get rid of it because it can't handle it. So I saw him last night and I said, how are you doing? He said, I have zero pain. Where? All over. I had no pain. I laid him down. His legs were even. He said, if you had more bowel movements, he said, oh yeah. Oh yeah. But I'm doing better now. And so he had a structural imbalance from a chemical imbalance. One causing the other. And I treated only the structure first because he denied everything else.
Always ask the mom. She'll always tell you what's wrong with your kids.
The mom knows.
The
Yeah?
mom knows.
Yeah.
Like the religion said, brother.
Yeah.
Here you are. Okay, so now number 3.
It is best to empty my bowels 1 time a week, only when the urge motivates me, daily, with the use of teas or coffee enema as needed.
Daily.
What?
C and D.
C and D. Both. Thank you. 5.
Sleep like air is a luxury.
No, it's a necessity.
Both, right?
That's it.
That's true and false. I mean, sleep like hair.
It's a luxury.
Hair's a necessity.
It's a necessity.
And so sleep.
So is sleep.
Yeah.
No, I put that question in there for 2 reasons. Number 1, a lot of people that come to see me do not sleep enough. If we had 1,000 people off the street and made a couple of recommendations for the whole group, without ever checking any of them, a couple of recommendations would always benefit the whole group significantly. It would be to do what? Drink more,
Water.
spend more time in
Yeah.
Yeah.
bed,
Sleepy. Getting some REM sleep
some REM sleep,
or whatever it is.
and
right?
eat less food.
Yes.
Now, if you have hair loss, that's a common complaint. Oh, I have hair loss. Hair loss is a symptom of the body losing its capacity to deal with life above a survival level. So you can be healthy, you won't be healthy and have hair loss, like falling out of your hair. If your hair is falling out, you're down and you're low enough on the spectrum to take note and do something different. Like stop spending so much energy in every way. I agree with you. Good hair, good hair is always a sign of good health. As a farmer, if you go buy a cow, a horse, a dog, what's one of the things you look at? You look at the hair. And if the hair is healthy, that's a good sign. You also look at the teeth, right? To see the condition of the teeth. Now, our nation thrives on, I think the world revolves around dental care. The United States revolves around knee replacement, hip replacement. But the dentists are fighting for center stage. And the reason is we have too much food, too much food, too much sugar, not enough protein.
Hey, how he points at me.
Yeah.
I always point,
We're all guilty.
if you want to get pointed out a lot, sit in this chair right here.
Okay.
Now, she's a very good example of someone who's done her homework faithfully for a long time. She is living proof that what I've told you is true, and that is the tissue that's bad, we can't fix it. We have to wait for those cells to be replaced with new cells. So what you're doing when you're doing all this great care is you're retraining the new tissue. I call it training the puppies. You're training the puppies to do what they're supposed to do. And you let the old dogs die.
Question. Do our cells, have you said before that our cells replace themselves like every 90 days?
Some of them do. That's a good question.
Blood cells?
As a general rule, blood cells will all be replaced within 120 days.
Okay, 120 days.
Blood cells. Bone cells, slower. The lining of the gut, very fast. The lining of the gut has multiple layers, just like the skin, multiple layers. You get a new layer every few days, not the whole bunch of layers. The new layer every few days. And as a general rule, the continual turnover of tissue will give you a new body every 7 years, about every 7 years. Now, a new body, just for the record, does not mean a better body.
Exactly.
20 again? Yeah.
Would be nice, wouldn't it?
It's a two-edged sword. It swings both ways. If you're doing things like we're talking about today, if you're doing the free stuff to help the God-given software gifts that you've been given, your body gets better and better, especially if you're focused on that. And to help you focus on that, you think and say this statement: I am getting better and better every day and every way. And you can honestly thank God for that ability. That's a gift to you. But it also swings the other way. It can tear you down. So the adaptation, like if you keep waddling with a crooked knee, the adaptation is degeneration. Does that make sense? The adaptation is breakdown. And that's what the orthopedic guys are planning on. You go see an orthopedic doctor and they say, you'll be back. And they're nice to you. So when you decide to replace your knee or your hip or get your spine done, you go back to the nice doctor. But he didn't tell you what you could do to fix it. And you can't fix them. Most things can be repaired and replaced with the free stuff we're talking about today. Any questions on that concept? Okay, let's go on. Where do we want to go? Let's go to 2.
My drink of choice is Pepsi, Red Bull, milk, or water.
Water.
Do you believe that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just.
I know that. I know for a fact that water's the best. Can't go wrong with water. Ever, ever.
And it's free.
And
Unless
it's free.
you're buying the water.
And it's, we live in a really, really good area, especially those of you that have
Would you
wells.
suggest that we get our water tested? Well, I know in Yukon we have hard water, and we're on,
Well water.
yeah, well water from the city, but
So it's probably chlorinated.
it probably
Okay.
does have chlorine in it.
Let me give you a relieve your mind. First
Okay.
of all, if it's hard, the pH, the thing you're most interested in, generally, is the pH.
Okay.
You can buy alkaline water if you want to spend the money. If you have a good well in the country, you're probably getting alkaline water. That's number one.
I have a brand new well that I'm living on, and it's kind of got an orange color in the water. It's iron. I just don't know.
Too much
Is there
time.
a way to test the water?
You can
Or is there a way to fix that if I like run it for a while? It's a brand new well. Out in Sugar City.
you probably have too much iron in the water.
Okay.
And you can buy water filters that will take out the iron. They will filter the iron out.
Okay.
You may want to
Do you mean like a Brita or something like that?
something like that.
Okay.
No, there are commercial water people that would love to sell you a whole system.
Yeah.
And you have your choice. You could buy, let me give a quick opinion.
Okay.
If you have a lot of any kind of mineral, your water heater will last longer if you filter it out. Okay?
Your washing machine, your dishwasher, it'll last longer.
All of your appliances will last longer if you filter it out. So sometimes it's worth spending the money to get a condition. They call them conditioners
Mm.
to filter out and add to balance it out. If it's that bad, it probably would be worth it. Now, you don't have to get a whole system done. You can have small ones, like only for your drinking and your cooking. If you're renting the house and you don't care about the
We are renting, yeah.
what,
It is a rental.
then just buy it for you for drinking.
Okay.
So it doesn't hurt your body to bathe or shower in that?
No,
Or iron
not at
water?
all.
Okay.
It's like bathing in a river, you know, it is what it is. And that's the point. I had a patient in Colorado Springs who drank Red Bull a lot. And it was funny because he was a coach for coaches. He coached college football coaches all over the nation. Charged big bucks. He was a very rich guy. And he drank,
Red Bull.
that was a drink of his choice.
Oh,
And he also had a severe stomach problem.
oh yeah.
I said, dude, you're coming to me, you know, we're fighting against each other. I'm trying to help you, and you go out and poison yourself.
Yeah.
You can't have a good neck and good back and good joints when you keep pouring poison in. It's crazy. Okay, let's go to 6.
The concept of earthing and grounding is a myth.
False.
False.
It costs some to get started. In my opinion, it's worth the money to get on a grounding pad or an earthing pad. You can go online and you can buy them from earthing.com. You can buy them on Amazon. Only reason I sell them is they can get you a discount, but in the long run, it's much better for you. And if you want to get one for your dog, it will help the dog be more healthy. And they sell little pads for dogs.
They do.
They do. They sell pads for people who live in big office buildings who sit on them, or they take off their shoes and put their feet in them. You know, they're on the 50th floor. They never go outside. They never touch grass. They can plug into the wall and they can get the energy from the earth.
So could you use this earthing pad on your recliner? Because my husband might get more use out of that than how he sleeps on it on his bed.
Because he's in the recliner all the time.
Yeah, but he has crazy, he sleeps on blankets. It
Yeah.
doesn't even get to him.
The answer is yes.
Okay.
Okay, so let's go on. Pick a number.
Pick a number. Okay, number 8. The greater the belief in truth, the greater the effect.
Now, that's it again. that is a two-edged sword. If you get sick and you start focusing on, oh, I'm sick, I'm really sick, I'm getting worse, I feel bad. When you say and think those things and you believe you are, that's the direction you're going. So when those things happen, like you went through with the COVID, like my wife went through with COVID, when she got sicker and sicker and sicker, the question was, in her mind and mine, is how are we going to benefit from this experience? What are we going to learn? I'll tell you now what we learned. We already do it, but we learned it even more so. Let's go to number 1.
Is any blank among you? Let him call for the
Fill in the blank.
Elders.
What?
Sick.
sick.
Call for the elders of the church. That was in James 5:14. Let them pray anointing him with oil in the name of the Lord. Now, we have always believed in administering to the sick. Question: was that a financial decision?
No.
But is it free?
Belief.
Is it free?
Yes.
Is it free to receive a blessing?
Oh, yes.
Okay? So when you get a blessing, don't consider the fact that it's free. Consider the value of the true meaning of the blessing. And that is you draw down from heaven, the powers of heaven, to do what? To heal the body. And the greater the faith, the greater the healing. Okay?
And it's a gift from
Yeah.
heaven.
It's a
It
gift
is
from
a
heaven.
gift.
Now,
Yeah.
if you've been doing your Come Follow Me, you just learned about Abraham. When Abraham was taken as a child by an evil dad to the altar, right before he got to the altar, there were 3 virgins that were sacrificed and killed. And he gets there, and guess what? An angel shows up and saves him. Now, if you think about the whole process, does that mean God kind of picks and chooses?
If I would have been there, it's gone.
Today is not the day to have that mental gymnastic discussion, but it says, if they've committed sin, they shall be forgiven. So not only are you healed of your sickness, you're healed also of your unrighteousness, your sins. And that's happened many times to a lot of people, that they are cleansed and forgiven. It says, confess your faults one to another. That means it's okay to say, okay, you know I have several faults, right?
I can remember the day I said to you, I have something to tell you. You said, I'm not your bishop. I said, I know, I drank Diet Coke for 40 years.
And how long does it take to overcome that condition?
Probably longer than I have.
Well, a habit, according to what I've read, is a habit it takes 21 days. And if you fail to keep your habit, then you start over back to day 1.
All it took was an hour and him saying, you're gonna die if you don't do it. I said, done.
Okay,
Would you guys go talk to my husband about Pepsi?
let me talk to you about another concept.
I've done everything.
But then don't rag on him.
No, I've done ragging on him.
Okay. Because there's more, the part of free healing that comes in repenting. I think that's one of the questions. Read it.
Which one?
Yes.
Repenting and forgiving have spiritual nutritional benefits. 14.
Yes, true.
So if you haven't had the chance to sin, then you haven't had the chance to repent. So for those of you who need to repent and haven't yet sinned, do some bad things. We had word conference this week, and the bishop said, when I was young, my mom got me a job delivering papers so I could make some money and save. And I made some good money, so she got me 2 jobs delivering papers. I had 2 paper routes. And I rode my bike right by the field where they were playing football and tag and all that stuff. So I didn't get to play with my friends. Then one day I realized as I was riding down the street that there was a big dumpster. Right.
Oh no.
And he said, I got the idea that I could be quicker with my route if I just threw some papers in the dumpster. And
Boys will be
the lesson I learned from that is you can be a bad kid and end up being a bishop. Because I'm sure he repented. And we all do that. And that's free to you and I because it's already been paid for. Okay. Find another one.
13 says, serving others always brings immediate rewards from God.
Is that true or false?
It's true.
It's true.
If you believe the Book of Mormon, it's true.
It's true.
If you do anything serving others,
You're serving in the service of your God.
and the Mosiah says if you do that, you're immediately blessed. Now that applies to you being nice to your ornery husbands, your
Stubborn. He's
Your
not
children?
honored.
all of them. And right now, with all of the stuff we have going on in the world, with the fake news and the corrupt politicians and the corrupt big pharma and the corrupt, just
Media.
don't focus on them. Forgive them and pray for them. That does you good. You will have more health. As I said to you in the past, right now we have 2 things happening very quickly. We have microorganisms that are becoming more and more deadly. We have a population worldwide that is becoming sicker and sicker. There's a bigger gap between than there's ever been. It's going to be, as we're told from Salt Lake, there's going to be a lot of bad things happening. And the only thing that you and I can do really is fix our immediate circle, starting with us. So the best thing that you can do individually is take good care of yourself, doing all these free things so that you don't, so they can last longer, and take care of those who aren't taking care of themselves.
My bishop in Salt Lake gave me that same advice when I was going through my divorce. He says, you need to take care of you because you're going to have to take care of these kids and, because if you're not well and living like you're supposed to, then you can't take care of them.
That's right.
Okay, number 9. One main purpose of having a sleep study is to market CPAP machines.
That's false.
Sounds like a trick
It's
question.
true.
That's
Is it
true.
what?
Everybody's getting on it.
My
Anyway,
husband's doing a sleep study next week.
Easy.
Mm-hmm.
Let me know what the
Okay.
results are. Now, that brings up the question, why do people have trouble sleeping? And what could you do about it? Do you have to, no, the good thing about CPAPs are, and sleep studies, insurance pays for them. In fact, I have to confess, at one time I thought about opening a sleep study center in Colorado. Why? It's easy money. Easy money. $450. All you have to do is sleep for 6 hours. I make the money. You go home. Have a technician write a computer generated report. And if you fail a test, Medicare will buy you a CPAP or rent a CPAP for you. So it's no money out of your pocket, but you get trapped. And then all the CPAP machine does, it doesn't breathe for you, it just provides more oxygen.
Plus it kind of forces the air, doesn't it?
You can't force the body.
Or, I mean,
You can try. I know because I got sucked into another deal I'll tell you about. Hyperbaric chamber.
Oh.
yeah.
I bought one from put in my clinic because I went to a medical seminar in Arizona, only for medical doctors. But I snuck in, and they were marketing hyperbaric chambers to medical doctors as a pain therapy. Rather than giving drugs, use hyperbaric chamber, and the insurance pays for it. That's sort of the cash cow for people. All you have to do is put them in and zip it up and turn it on, and it forces air. That's the idea. You're actually in a chamber that then has oxygen pushed into it. The theory was when you push the oxygen into the blood, you get more therapy to the cells because you get more oxygen. So I bought one. It didn't work. So I sold it to one of my competitor medical friends.
So basically they're a scam?
Pardon?
So basically they're a scam?
They're not wound healers?
I think they do have some benefit for some conditions. If I got caught in a fire and got a lot of burn, I would request, if possible, to get in them. I think Irmac has one. Some of the hospitals bought big ones, so they put four people, 5 people. And that creates a problem because most people don't like them. They get in, they get pressure. So you have 6 people in the hyperbaric chamber, and 1 wants to come out. So guess what? They shut it down slow. You have to. It's like going underwater. You have to build slow and let down slow, and so they come out. I don't know how they are now, but I know that it was not worth the time or the money to do it. I don't know why I said that.
We're talking about sleeping better.
Oh, sleep.
Sleeping better.
Yes.
And you'll be caught up in.
Yeah, if you have problems sleeping, do your own sleep study. And that's the question, why am I not sleeping? Why can't I get to sleep? And I'll tell you from my experience, most people who can't sleep are too tired to sleep.
What about when they're asleep and you're there and they stop breathing to 4 of your breaths, and then all of a sudden they go, and then they slowly just go down and stop.
Yeah.
And the nose is plugged with a growth that's about a fourth of the way open. And the nose doctor says, don't really think I can help you. Or if I go from the other side, your nose will fall. And so they're on oxygen at night. CPAPs don't work on the face, they don't stay sealed. They've got to breathe.
Okay.
What do you do?
Well, what you do. In order. sacral slide, occipital release, microcranial mobilization, nasal spread, and then you clean the blood. Now, the blood will be dirty. Okay? So you take enzymes that you take during your meal, like the digestion. You take it when the stomach is empty, so then it goes out into your blood and cleans up the blood.
That's the digestion that I'm taking?
Yeah.
That's what it does?
If you take it on an empty stomach. So if you can't sleep, like it's midnight and you can't get to sleep, you haven't eaten since 7, take a digestive enzyme because it'll help clean your blood. And no.
If your blood is cleaner, you're getting more oxygen, which makes it so you don't have to catch your breath all the time, right?
Oh, okay, the
Right.
blood is cleaner.
When the blood is cleaner, it carries more oxygen, like you said. Now, people don't die from those long episodes of not breathing. Okay?
You just feel like they're getting a lack of oxygen to the brain or whatever your mind worries about. No.
Okay, a couple things to think about. Number 1, your nostrils, when the head is moving properly, take turns being dominant.
The other nostril.
Right side, left side.
Okay.
Right side, left side.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If your head is stuck, if the cranium is stuck, and it can't move like it should, then one side may be dominant most of the time because the other side won't work like it should. Okay?
All right.
I'll quick tell you my story. When I had my stroke and heart attack, they put me on too much blood thinner. They thought I was going to have another stroke, so they made my blood too thin. So my nose started bleeding. One night, about 4 days after I got out of the hospital, at 10 o'clock at night, it started bleeding. We tried everything we could think of to stop it. It wouldn't stop. It was just running out. So we went to the ER about 12:30, and they were busy. So the doctor came out and put a big clothespin on my nose, tight, more like vice grips,
Yeah.
and said, "We'll back to you later." At 4:30, I'm about ready to die because my pain from the pinch, and they looked at me and said, "Yeah, your nose is bleeding." I said, "Yeah, it's."
Sure enough.
We
That's
agree.
what I was bidding for.
We agree. And he said the only way we can stop it is I'm gonna tuck a balloon up there, and so he got a little piece of wood and tucked the balloon up there, and then hooked a bumper on it and pumped it up, and it stopped bleeding. Guess how that felt?
I had one for about 4 days.
Yeah, you can relate. Then he said, "We're gonna leave that in there about 3 or 4 days, and then you go see the nose doctor, and they'll fix it for you."
Meantime, your pain was still there?
Oh, it was incredible pain. So that was the beginning of a couple of very bad days and nights, because number 1, I couldn't breathe, and I couldn't sleep. So on day 3, I called the other doctor and said, "I can't do this anymore, you need to fix it." So I went in, she's a female doctor, took the balloon out, started bleeding again. And she said, "Oh, we need to weld it shut." "How are you going to do that?" "With a little torch."
Cauterize it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Cauterizer?
So
Cauterize.
we had back, this will take a few minutes, she, and so I had burn. That's been 6 years ago. This side of my nose is not quite yet been replaced,
Really?
so it's limited. Now, when I came home from the hospital with heart attack and stroke, I'd be laid by me, and every once in a while I would quit breathing. He just thought, oh, go, he's gone. He's gone. To wait, you know,
Nudge him.
come on, boy.
Breathe.
And let her do what your guy does it. And she'd go. So she listened for a few months. I feel my sleep steady. They give me CPAP. That made it worse. You can't sleep with it. You can't get a good night's sleep with a CPAP.
Darth Vader.
Anyway,
Imagine leaving with somebody that has one.
so
I have to fall asleep before he does. Or I just,
So where does all that blood go that is bleeding and you stop it? Does it go back down your throat,
yeah,
into your stomach?
yeah,
Ew, and then you have a sick stomach.
yeah, that's right.
So
That's
you
right.
get a double whammy.
So that's why they look in the mouth. The mouth, throat's coated with blood. Anyway, so I've learned from my own negative experience. A lot of what they teach you to, if you have a sleep problem, do your own study and get over it, and take the time you need to take to get ready for bed. It may take an hour. You know, do the T-zone, do the sacral slide, do a hot bath, you know, whatever you need to do, but get your body down, take some REM, whatever you need. But you need to sleep. If you're that sick, those people need 9 hours or more to get well. It's a big, big deal. Oh, are we done?
We have 3 more.
3?
Yeah. Number 15, having several pairs of good shoes, a good bed with a good pillow can save pain, suffering, and money.
Yes.
That's a prescription from the doctor to go buy shoes.
Good shoes.
Good shoes.
Not 4-inch high heel,
No.
although they're super cute.
Cute. And make you taller.
And change them at least one time a day. Always change your shoes at least one time a day to give your foot a different. And if you need to buy a new bed or a new pillow, do it. You should spend 1/3 of your life in bed.
Or better yet, go barefoot.
What?
Or better yet, go barefoot.
Barefoot is good, but barefoot's not the solution. It can help you. Barefoot on the grass, barefoot in the garden. It gives you earthing. Next.
Early to bed, early to rise is merely a folklore.
What is it?
True.
Early to
It's the
bed, early to
scriptures.
rise makes the
Yeah.
Men
Men
have
help
long
their
lives.
everything works better.
It's a commandment.
And that, but you have to have a nap in the day because you got up so early too.
That's right. That's right.
That's the commandment from him.
Okay, number 10, the last one. Which of the following are benefits of getting a full night's sleep? Boosts immune system, prevents weight gain, strengthens heart, improves memory, improves mood, increases productivity, and can reduce time shopping.
All of the
All
above.
is well.